Okay, I'm back. It's 10:33. As I said, I just immediately stopped that video so I can start this and have this a whole new video because I didn't want to forget my thoughts. I said to keep in mind about her wearing her glasses. As quick as this all happened, and she met me at the back of my truck, because as soon as the crash noise and I saw her car lunge forward, I ran to her. And she come around my truck and was not wearing her glasses. So if she crashed and then immediately threw them off, I don't know. But as quick as I was there after she did it, she wasn't wearing her glasses. And the reason I even bring that point up is because looking at her driver's license, that is her restriction. She has to wear glasses to drive. Again, how do you miss a big red truck in the middle of the desert? I mean, come on. Yeah, okay, thank you. And second point, so I don't know if she was wearing her glasses or if she's that blind that she can't see my truck. Again, I apologize for my mouth. And again, in this video, if I happen to say her name, I will bleep it until later, until I need to, or once things are squared around, or if it, say, it goes south, and I have to make a rant video in that regard, names will be mentioned. But, because I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt of at least trying to contact me. I did find out Monday, let me say the other point, I'd said about her tailgate being up. In her, because she's, you know, kind of flighty, she admits it herself. Well, in her rush and her haste to get out, did she even put her tailgate down? But even still, with it wide open, how the miss a red truck? I mean, because like I said, looking through, I looked through and I can see clear right up to her windshield. So she had nothing blocking the view in her minivan, like you can see where the blanket is. I could see clear through her vehicle. So what was it? Did she forget to put it down? Because as quick as I got there to her and I backed her up to sit to it, we didn't back her up and she opened it. I backed her up and set her down on her tailgate because she didn't have enough time to throw her glasses off and whip the tailgate up. So she must have hopped in her car and left it up. Who knows? But just my first thought, and as bad as this happened and as quick as this happened, is, okay, yeah, she probably realized she was late for wherever she was going. She wasn't going to get there in time, or she was hoping to get there in time. And this could be a genuine, honest mistake. You know, I make a point I have to, if I put it in something, before I take my foot off the brake, I look down and make sure my ass is in D or R, you know, depending on the situation. If I'm in a parking lot like Walmart and I'm face to face with somebody, I'm making damn sure I'm in R, I'm in reverse. Or vice versa, if someone's behind me, I'm making damn sure I'm in drive. That's what common, normal people with some faculties do. But accidents happen, you know. But in her haste, in her carelessness, negligence, big time negligence, my thought process is maybe she whipped it in what she thought was drive so she could pull around and didn't realize she was in reverse, and in her haste to get out, hit the gas and blam. And then if in fact she hit it a couple times like the guy said, not realize she's in reverse and bounced off my truck a couple more times. You know, but she didn't admit to that. She just said she put it in reverse and she looked back and didn't realize, and she just bumped it. Like I said, when you see the pictures, that ain't no bump. And Monday, literally by the end of business day, someone from Ohio calls me, so it definitely was end of business day. By whatever time I answered the call. And it was somebody from Progressive, her insurance, my company's Geico. By then I had already talked to my company, and as I said, I have full coverage, and the fella at Geico said, oh, you know, you can be the first. He used some big terms, and he said, if you don't hear from them, give them to the end of the day, like they said, because I wasn't sure if I needed to submit pictures to them. I've never had this situation, you know. My last serious accident was when I was a teenager, you know. My dad helped me with things, but lost my train heard from them. And he's like, well, give them a chance, end of business day, because by the time I called them at 1 o'clock, it was already almost end of business day, Eastern Standard Time for them. Okay. But he did say, if by chance you can't, or you call them and they're going to give you a hard time or try and fight it or whatever, call us back, because I have comprehensive and collision. I just don't have rental coverage. Or it's just the way the policy's written. Or I probably could have if I paid more or something. But I do have absolute full coverage. I have to, because my truck is still under a bank loan. Bank lien or whatever. So, but he did assure me. He said, if they don't, you call me back, call them back, Geico. And what it is what they call subrogation, with a B, subrogation. And what it is, and I have a $500 deductible. What it is they immediately start my claim. They start working on my truck. My truck is fully covered. It will be fixed. But what the subrogation means is, and the way my deductible works, they don't collect that until you pick up your truck and everything's all said and done. So he said, what it is we start your whole claim, we get your truck in, we get it fixed, and if it's a long drawn out battle with this other company, and say however long it takes and the truck is fixed and I pay the deductible, when they go after them and to get all the money, they would get my deductible back and I would be reimbursed for that deductible because she is an at-fault driver. So I was assured I'd be covered, but he said, especially with the rental car, because I said, I'm in the middle of the friggin' desert. I said, I can't be left without a vehicle. I can't, well, and the way the policy works too, they not only, unless I paid for that coverage, they not only don't give me a rental, but I don't get rental car reimbursement either. So he says, if at all possible, unless you really want to start the process, because I can start it as the first person, more terminology that he used, but I could have started the claim. As I said, subrogation was their terminology, but where I'd be the first person, something or other, there was another term, I could go ahead and get the claim started, which in turn would have been making an appointment to take it somewhere, to have it checked, and all the happy crap. But so he said, call us back, wear your umbrella, we got you. He said, but whatever. Everybody kept saying, well, don't quit your vacation, just sit there, whatever, because you're covered, you can get it fixed anywhere you're at. Okay. But if I'm left without a vehicle, yeah, granted, at that particular moment, I was in the LTVA, and I didn't have to move until at least April 15th. But if I don't have a rental car, or even a vehicle to get around, let alone, I know they're not gonna, even this other company is not gonna give me a rental truck, let alone allow me to put my distribution hitch on it so that I can tow a 30-foot trailer, because I'm sure they have their rules, and in my luck, mileage cap or something. So the other gatherings in January, there's 2 gatherings that I intended to go to. In the beginning of February, there was another gathering. So I wouldn't have been in the LTV for anything more than just emptying my tanks and getting water, because I had the whole month of January planned, and I had the beginning of February planned. And then, of course, I had plans afterwards. I was going to travel with some friends. But, if I'm not, I was told by my company, Geico, that their company, since it was their driver, they have to provide me with something comparable, equal value or whatever. But that's not saying, like I said, I'm going to get a truck. Even an SUV is not going to pull my trailer. And certainly they're not going to allow me to pull my trailer around in the desert and do the things that I do. So right there, that's the end of my season right there. And even if I get a rental car, the other issue, see it right there? That's an extra large dog kennel. And if I have to, say, travel in between the time that my truck is being worked on, and if by chance I had to run back to Ohio for a family emergency, I can't get my kennel in some economy little Geo Metro or something, that's going to be the luck I get for a rental. You know, I'm not going to be able to. I have two other small carriers, just that purpose of transporting. But I don't have the means to put the litter box. There's 3 beds in there plus the canopy. I can feed them, I can water them, and their litter box is in there. So again, I'm inconvenienced. Not only not having my truck, but I can't travel with my travel companions, and I'm certainly not going to leave them behind. So I'd be stuck in my trailer in the LTVA without a vehicle or without the means to go anywhere. So in point saying my season is over, that's a big part why. Yeah, I can get it fixed anywhere. I can get it fixed here. But guess what? There's nothing in Quartzsite. There's nothing even near. I'd have to go to Phoenix or Lake Havasu or Yuma, someplace huge, to take it to an approved body shop to get inspected. And the lady at Progressive told me it was going to be several weeks before I could even get an appointment to take it in. Well, guess what? We're already a week into December. Several weeks is not 1 week. Several weeks is not a couple. That's 2. Several weeks means possibly 3 weeks or more. And guess what? Christmas is what, 2 weeks? And usually most businesses don't do nothing between Christmas and New Year's, because that's just basically a holiday week, partying, you know. So I'm literally screwed to even get it in someplace till January. And then again, I'm not going to go to the 2 events that I had planned, because both of those events were on BLM land and 14-day stays. So I'm going to have to move twice in that month. So again, screwed out. And then again, getting it to the body shop and then going wherever I need to, I'm going to have to enlist somebody's help to not only take their time, run the mileage up on their vehicle, and pay for their gas, just so that they can follow me to wherever the body shop is, and then to follow me to wherever the rental car is, just for us to get back to Quartzsite. And then repeat the same whole process when it's all said and done. So I'm incurring all kind of expenses because this what I thought was a friend, and her careless negligence, you know. So, and of course, where's she at? Is she here to offer to drive me to get my rental car? No. Not that I could even get in her minivan, because that's her home. I can't get in her minivan. She can't fit anybody but her and her little dog. So I'm screwed. And of course, like I said, she skedaddled. She's probably down in like Yuma, where she was initially, making her money for the week. So I haven't heard from her. No offers to follow me to get it to the body shop, or for me to get a rental. She don't know. She hasn't talked to me. So in totally 100% choosing to end my season because of her. As I said, rental car purposes, can't do nothing purposes, my heart is just not in it. You know, I don't want to be stuck and in an emergency not be able to get out, because that adds all kind of anxiety to me right there. And I don't know nothing about Phoenix other than going to Walmart both in Yuma and in Lake Havasu. I know nothing about those cities. And having to take my vehicle, say, to Phoenix, because that was the place that the lady had first mentioned, that's 2 hours away, 200 miles away, or, you know, whatever. No. So what I did, I told her is, well, my vacation's ended. I was just getting ready to go back to Ohio. I'm getting ready to go back to Ohio. She's like, okay, so you want to get it fixed there? When you leaving? I said tomorrow. Which tomorrow didn't happen because I needed to make prep yesterday and stuff, and I got gas and whatever. Just prepping to leave this morning. I said, well, how long will it take you to get back? It took me 4 days to get here, taking my time and not pushing it. When I got here beginning of November, I said 4 or 5 days, because if I have a migraine or something, I'm gonna stay where I am for the night, even if I have to pull 2 days, you know what I mean? I'm not going to kill myself getting back either. This is not a hot load I've got to get across the country. I'm taking it easy because, you know, I got to watch tires and traffic, and obviously, and if it's a rainy, sucky day, I'm not going to travel. I'm not going to do any traveling at night, so it could very well pull out to be a week. She's like, okay, that's okay. So you want to get it fixed back home? I'm like, yeah. Number one, even if I get a rental there, at least I'm familiar with the area. I've lived there over 30 years. At least I'm with family, you know, my kids. And I'll be back with Chunky, and Chunky can help me, you know. I won't have to depend on people and strangers and you know, not. And I had several people offer, and I'm so grateful for these people, because they were like, well, don't, you know, several people. Not certain people, which doesn't surprise me, but some people were genuinely caring, and they said, even people with little means were like, I'll make sure you get to where you need to go. You know, even if you're stuck in the LTVA, I'll get you where you need to go. And I'm so 100% grateful and appreciative to these people, and I love you for it. Don't know if you watch my video, but I'm saying thank you for your offer, because they hated for me to see me cut my season, you know. And of course the others, knowing where I'm going, oh, you're going back for the winter. Because the way this whole process is going to go, it's already going to be January before maybe better chances taking it to Ohio. But for being down there, she said it was going to be several weeks in this area to get it even in to be looked at. You know, and you know, as soon as you pull it in, they're not going to look at it. So they're going to get it on their property, and who knows how long they're going to take to look at it, evaluate it, estimate it, whatever. And then have to order parts. And just my son Dustin, who hit a deer Easter Sunday, his truck was gone for 2 months because there's part shortages for the simplest of things, you know. And ordering a new bed for my truck, and then the cab corners and the rocker panel and some of the other terminology that I was told for the door, you know. They're going to have to get those parts, and then they're going to have to paint those parts so that everything matches, you know, like it's supposed to. And so it's not going to be a quick process, you know. Got to get it in there, get the appointment, get it in there, get them to look at it, get them to order parts, and then whether or not they decide to fight anything. They already told me that, yes, when the lady called me, which I thought was comical as hell, when Progressive called me, the lady goes, is this a good time to talk? I'm like, oh yeah, I've been waiting to talk to you. I understand one of our drivers rolled into you. Rolled. I laughed. And she already had a stern, you know, no fuss, no muss attitude. And I'm like, oh no. No. I said, one of your drivers plowed into me. What do you mean? I said she plowed into me. It was not no back up a little and just taps. Oops. She goes, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm just reading what was on the report. So I don't know, because in her state and her policy, they're supposed to themselves report it, even if they are at fault. Because my report made it plain and clear that she plowed into my truck. So the way she had it read off of her paperwork, one of our drivers rolled into you. Okay. My big thing here lately is going, okay. So I don't know where that, I think sounds like Scooby-Doo. Okay. And I apologize. But at that point, she's pissing me off. But she did say they found her driver at fault just based on my pictures and the video clips that I sent. And I sent a lot. Informed me that it would get fixed. And I'm like, I'm camping. I got an RV. You know, I'm going to be stuck without a vehicle. Well, no, we'll give you a rental car or whatever. But it's going to be several weeks out before we can schedule it even in. And she went on to tell me, well, you know, you can finish your vacation. You know, this claim is open, and even if it's 6 months to a year down the line, you can keep the claim open. Red flag. Another company is telling you, yeah, go ahead, keep the claim open for a year. Yeah, no. Most generally, they base stuff on pictures like right now, as it is, even just driving across the country. I have to hope, this fella don't move over, I have to hope that there's no other dings or nothing to it in the trip back to Ohio, because they're basing the fix on, I mean, it's obvious the stuff I need fixed. But I am not going to let something go a year and then try and let it get fixed, because I don't want them to come back, which, you know, as I said, the red flags, the bad feeling. As soon as she said that, I'm like, no. I'm not waiting a year, because I don't want them to turn around, get it in there and go, well, this isn't part of that claim. We're not going to fix it because, number one, you waited too long. It couldn't have been important. And two, no, this can't be from that. It's been a year. It has to have been, because right off the bat, they said, is there any other damage to the truck? And 6 months after I got the truck, I think I posted this in a video, December in 2020, that I had gone into town with D, cargo van D, me and Chunky, and we'd gone into Parker, and I pulled into the Family Dollar, or whatever it is, Dollar General, Family Dollar. I wasn't even in the store 10 minutes. Come back out, and somebody had pulled in the parking spot beside me, scratched up where I've got the Roadrunner on my side, scratched up, hit it, and left. Didn't even leave a note, didn't even, you know, whatever. And of course she said, well, there was a police report, and I'm like, no. She said, well, where's this damage? And I told her, because she wanted to know any other damage for that exact point. They're not gonna, I mean, the whole bed's gonna have to be fixed, so, you know, that's gonna be taken care of, but they wanted to know any other damage, because when the truck goes in there, they're gonna examine it to see if there's any other damage. And I don't want to give them any reason whatsoever to not fix my truck. But my company said it'd get fixed, and they'll go after them. So I'm confident that it's going to be fixed. But again, part of the reason for going back to Ohio and cutting my trip short, thank you, so-and-so, is I don't want to be stuck out in Quartzsite with no vehicle and have to depend on people. And incur even more expense to depend on people to get me around. Especially, my luck, they'll put a mileage cap on the rental anyways. So, I don't know how it works. I've never dealt with it. But I'd rather be back home, safe, know the cats are safe. I'm not going to have to worry about getting stuck in the RV in the middle of the desert and not have a vehicle. And I know that the guys are going to be safe. That's my main concern. Me, if I was just going to sit in the middle of the desert by myself, that's one thing. I'm not going to let them get stuck. And I'll be home, and Chunky's ecstatic about me being back for Christmas, because he was going to come out and spend Christmas with me, but it didn't work out. Really, somebody had to use the bathroom. But, so of course Chunky's excited, and Dustin said he's glad. He hates that my trip is cut short, but he's glad I'm coming home too, and so I'll get to spend the holidays with the family, you know, and hopefully that helps with the depression, and, you know, be able to distract my mind from my truck being gone and the whole ordeal, you know, and hopefully things will go smooth for that. But yeah, I'm just totally heartsick. I've done nothing but cry about it. I go from crying to crying and nearly sick about it. And what makes it worse is because I'm already emotional and I'm dealing with my depression and anxiety. This didn't help. This was like the final piece of straw. This was just the one little thing that the scales of throwing in the towel or waving my white flag, I give up. What pushed me over the edge was this. You know, I was assured it could be fixed anywhere in the country, but this just ruined the whole season for me. I can't do what I want to do. I can't go where I want to go because of somebody else being careless, flighty, and her negligence. And she gets to go on and carry on with her life, live her life, work her job, travel where she wants to, and visit who she wants to. Me, my winter is over. My season is over. My plans are all in the trash. The gatherings I wanted to go to, the people I was supposed to meet back up with that hadn't got to Quartzsite yet, the plans I had to meet with people that I haven't met yet, that was the plan. Thank you, so-and-so, if you watch my video. Like I said, I'm not slamming you yet, but your company starts getting screwy, or I seen that you were in somebody's live and somebody asked you how you were. Oh, my back and my hip. And you said, well, you've had a rough couple days, but nobody took the bait to get why you were having a rough couple of days. Because I was waiting to see what you were going to say. But, yeah, and I'm going to continue to look at your channel to see what you say, see how you play this off. Because this was all your fault and all your negligence. And because of your actions, my season is over. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And yes, this is sarcastic. I mean it. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. So I'm going to close this because this video is 25 minutes itself. But I wanted to get that in about the glasses and about the fact that her tailgate was up, the fact that she left without, or even following up with me. You know, but I had somebody smart off, well, what if it was some stranger? They hit you and then move on. Well, I get that. But I know this person. This person claimed that they were excited to meet me and spend some time with me. And of course, she said she wanted a picture with me. Yeah, you got a picture. You took a picture of my truck. There's your picture. I hope you're happy. Put that in your memory books. Post that on your thing. You know, me and Buckeye Kitty. Yeah, okay. Like I said, thank you. But I'm going to close for now. It's 11 o'clock now. I've been driving an hour and 40 minutes, and it says it's 52 degrees, but I'll be checking in and following up, and as I said, my GoPro's going. If anything exciting happens, I will let you know, but thanks for hanging in there. Hugs from still in Ohio, or still in Arizona. I'll talk to you soon.